talked about a very interesting use case in that last segment. What can we expect 2 to 3 years from now, perhaps in that same environment or other environments in Department of Labor?
Absolutely. I think where there's going to be much more exploration and focus on it, but I want to plus up on what David had mentioned that the growing use of AI is going to lead to a need for more transparency in how AI models are trained and used and how they're being leveraged for decision making. I see that being a really important focus in government, especially as you look at some of our diversity, equity, and inclusive goals to how we want to create a fair and open space for everyone. I think the largest source of bias in AI systems is the data where they're trained on, and that that data may have historical patterns, and once we have that lineage and that quality, there's a lot of questions around where that's coming from and how verified are those decisions. And I think ultimately the machine learning gain knowledge from data, but that data is coming from us. It's coming from our systems, and so I think there's going to be a growing attention to having documented transparency around the data, around how we got to results, how we're validating different tools that are getting out there, and to demonstrate that we're doing it in a fair and balanced way. And so I think that's going to be a core focus. I think another one is going to be just continued momentum to invest in this space. I talk a lot about worker empowerment and the fact that agencies are doing more with less. We continue to get more accountabilities, more responsibilities, and the inputs at some point it's hard to match the outputs when that's also not growing. So, and we're not looking at replacing workers, but we're looking to how do you augment them? How do you empower them? As I've talked more with our staff and our programs, there's a hunger for let's do it right. Let's do it in a balanced, transparent way. But where can we start to enable us to not, I wasn't hired to be grabbing several different sources of data and validating these components. I'm hired because I've got policy expertise. I've got knowledge expertise in these areas. Help to empower me to do my job faster, better, and to focus more on what I was hired to do, not necessarily be spending all my days reporting and pulling data together just to get to the good stuff.